Hey everyone, Rimantas Petrauskas here, and welcome to my workshop. Today I'm gonna teach you the best and quickest way to install many MetaTrader terminals on the same computer or a VPS server. It's the same principle, whether you install on a computer, on a laptop, or on a VPS server. So you will learn how to install multiple MetaTrader platforms so that you can log in into multiple accounts at the same time on the same computer, like in front of you. So traders do this to have accounts of their friends and clients and or family members on the same computer, so they can open the same trade as fast as possible. So if you're trading for someone else, or you can just or you're just experimenting or testing some theories and things, and on multiple practicing like demo accounts, then it's the best way to do this as well. So let's begin. So I don't want to talk about things I don't need to. So just let's get to the real thing. So basically, in this presentation, in this workshop, I will be using a MetaTrader from FX Open. So please understand that I'm not promoting them or anything like that. I'm using FX Open because for me is the fastest and easiest way to get the MetaTrader terminal. Other Forex brokers make it so difficult. When you go to their website, there's no download link. You have to register with them, like consent with the newsletters and marketing promotions, and enter your phone number to confirm, like by SMS, the confirmation codes and stuff. And the next thing they will be calling you every day and offering their services or whatever. So basically, it's up to you what brokers you want to use. There are bad ones, there are good ones, there are like all sorts of brokers, but I just want to take this responsibility, at least not in this workshop. So for the brokers you choose. So just please bear in mind that I choose FX Open just for demonstration purposes. Yes, I use them myself, but but it doesn't mean anything. So choose the brokerage you want to work with, the one like maybe in your country and so on, you trust, or maybe already have account with them, or wherever. So basically, if you will be trading MetaTrader accounts from your friends and family or your clients, so obviously they probably have MetaTrader with some other broker, and maybe some broker you've never heard about before. So be flexible. This trick that I'm going to show you works with any brokerage, any MetaTrader. So it's just repeat the same step, and then that's all. So I use FX Open because it's so easy to get their demo account, and you just go to fxopen.com, you go to trading MetaTrader 4, and you end up on this page. And if you scroll down, you will find this button which says download MetaTrader 4 for ECN. I just click it, download links open. I just download it straight to my computer. That's it. So okay, I loaded the setup, and that's where the first part of the trick begins. So I paused a bit because this is the step most traders skip. So basically, know that after the setup window loaded, I didn't click any button yet. And it's important because somehow we're used to go through these installation wizards, so-called. We're trained ourselves to go through them, like clicking next button as fast as possible, just get to the finish and get the software installed as fast as possible. So in this case, it's gonna be a bit different. So please be careful, because a lot of traders miss this, and I'm not I'm not showing this just for the sake of showing this. It's for a reason, because I've published ebooks and guides and blog posts about this, and I even have maybe some videos somewhere about how to install multiple platforms. And the most common comment people adding below the article, whatever, is that oh, Raymond, things seem to be changed for the MetaTrader. Now it's different. You cannot do this. You can't do your trick. You can install multiple MetaTraders on the same computer. Setup looks different, and so on and so forth. But basically, when you go to the setup, always see this settings button. People somehow miss this. So don't miss this settings button. It's the first button we need to use. Before that, we have to agree with all terms and license agreement, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Yeah, read it. It's important. So once we agree with it, you click settings, but not next. Don't click next yet, because if you click next, you'll have to cancel and start the setup again. Click settings button, like that. Now, we have the installation folder and we have program group. So for the installation folder, the trick for installing multiple terminals is to use different installation folder for every instance of MetaTrader you install. So basically, if you install like maybe 3 MetaTrader terminals, for example, installation folder might be something like like this, and you just add -1 at the end, and then you add -2, -3, -4, blah, blah. Every time you repeat the same installation, you just add a number at the end of it. So it's kind of naming them, numbering. So when you have like 3 or even 10 or what the heck 100 MetaTraders, you can just number them, and it will be easier for you to to know by the numbers, or you can number by or maybe name by something. I don't know. Maybe it's a name of your friend, like maybe this MetaTrader will be for, trading John's account, and another ones will be trading account from someone maybe Matt, or or whatever. So it could be anything. Usually use imagination the way it's easy. One of my friend used this trick, and he was using email addresses of his customers. So that seems to be quite an easy way to do it. Maybe a problem later if you want to use the same account for someone else. So I don't think you can just rename the folder. It might break the installation or something. But basically, if you add like email addresses there, it's totally fine. So basically, anything you can add there that will help you identify these platforms, you can do that. So basically, I'm used to using the numbers. So if I have a server with more than 100 MetaTrader terminals, so I would use something like 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 0, and so on, and then I come to like 99, and so I just used to doing that. So I love numbering this. So basically, the trick is to just use different installation folder every time. For each instance of MetaTrader. So for this example, I'm just going to use numbers, So I'll add just -1 there. And also what I'm going to do is add -1 there as well. So this means that, MetaTrader will create like a shortcut on the desktop probably, or in the so-called startup program folder, or whatever it's called, So I will just name them the same, So I unchecked this box to not open the website, the MQL. We don't need that. Then I click next. So it will download the files, do its magic like installation and so on. Then I click finish, and the MetaTrader platform should load automatically. Let's give it a few seconds. Obviously, it depends on your computer speed, how fast it works and so on. Also, there's a limitation of how many MetaTrader platforms you can have on a computer. The limitation is that you can have 100, but if you load 100 MetaTraders, your computer might break or something. Yeah, sorry, the window is too big for now, but I will make it smaller later. I can't do that right now when the open an account window is there. So yeah, we'll get back to the number of MetaTraders later. Just now, let's open a demo account. So I choose demo server, obviously, for the purposes of this demonstration. New account, yes. Next. Yeah, I have my details there. So it doesn't matter what information you use, but it can be a fake one actually. So it can be something like my free account one, let's name it. Oh, they don't allow that. You can add numbers. Okay, you can add numbers. My free account one. Yeah, then for email, it can also be any email. You can just, I don't know, just type just something with a .com at the end, and just doesn't matter. You can leave your real address if you want to, but if you don't want to get bothered with some emails from them, then just don't add it. But personally, I've never received any emails from them when adding email there. I think brokers don't use that because they know you can put a fake one. And as for the phone number, you can also add a fake one. It doesn't matter. So account size doesn't matter. I have to choose to agree to subscribe to newsletters, but as I said, never received any newsletter on any of the emails I input there, so I don't think brokers use these emails. Click next. I get this account created. Now let me show you one more trick that helps me later on. So I would recommend you to save this login and password information. Like it's the screen that you can see the passwords, and later they will disappear. Once I click finish, I cannot see them again in this window. There's another place you can see them. You can see them later, but in this case, it's best to save it. So you can type them, copy paste or whatever. What I like to do is just to use a print screen button. Every computer should have this. So I use Alt print screen. When I click this combination, I get this open account window with all these passwords into the clipboard. Then I go to I click the Windows key and R, or just go to start and run. Sorry, I can show you because the screen, the recording screen is too small for this here. But basically, you get this window, and I open Microsoft Paint, or you can just find it from start and programs, and I believe it's an access or something. So I open Microsoft Paint. Let me make it smaller so that it fits to the screen. There we go. Then what I like to do is to just paste this, these passwords. And this way I can just save this as a file. I can make it smaller a bit, So I can save this as a file, and I will, have the passwords on my computer in case I will lose them or the MetaTrader will forget them. Usually when you start MetaTrader, it logins automatically, but I've noticed that after some Windows updates, or it can happen that MetaTrader forgets the password. Not sure why and what's happening in there, but I just recently updated my computer, with some Windows 10 updates, and all MetaTraders I had just forgot the passwords. So I just, I just went to my folder where I keep these. So and I just found password. So basically what I do is just I copy this login, and then we do save, and I would paste the number. What this allows me to do is just I can save this file with the name of the login, so later it's easy for me to find it. So I click finish, and we should get logged in now. I will make the window smaller so that it fits to the recording screen. Yeah, you can already hear all the bells and whistles of the MetaTrader. Here we go. So just to show you, here's the file with the login. It's a simple image, like a screenshot. You can open it anytime, and I'll have these. So I left saving this information on my Dropbox. So once it's on the Dropbox, it gets synced to the cloud, and I can even access it from anywhere, like from my mobile, even when I'm traveling and whatever. So basically, I love to keep, I have hundreds and hundreds of these files basically. So if I blow a demo account or whatever, I just, never go and delete these, never bother with it. So I just, over the years, I have so many of these files, but, it doesn't matter because they're named by login number. And when I need to find something, I just do a file search by this name, and I find the password that I need. So that's really, really good. And, before I start doing this trick, I lost quite a lot of demo accounts, even with the good track records and so on, It was sad, but yeah, I didn't manage to find the password anyway. If you forget to save the password once it's shown, you can go to the mailbox. Just do this immediately now to just not forget. Go to mailbox tab, and let's find, it should be something like registration, maybe this welcome email. No, strange, don't see it. Golden copy mobile trade from anywhere. Strange. They should be doing, yeah, here's this shortcut I got created. Let's try to restart it. Yeah, I just restarted it. Let's see. Mailbox. No, it's not there. Usually you should see the registration email appear in there with the same login. Probably something's changed. Maybe they're not doing that anymore. Yeah, well, whatever. So it seems, if you just don't save the password, you just don't know it. So better save it, because there might be there's might be no chance to save it later. Okay, so I've saved the password. I have everything in place for the first MetaTrader. What I like to do now is to rename the shortcut again. Not again, it's basically they created a shortcut, but I will rename it by adding -1 at the end. So basically, if we see, look at the properties, this is the folder it's installed in, basically -1, -1, and the name of it is -1. So basically, I even like to make them shorter, like something like FX Open 1. FX Open 1, yeah, that's easier because sometimes if it's too long, they don't show it. And when you have like 20 of these icons and you can't see the numbers on them, it's it's hard to find the proper one. But if the name is short, then you have it like you see it at once. So basically, let's get to the MetaTrader. What I like to do now is to close all the windows I might not need. Just close it. Yeah, here we go. So what I like to do is to do some little configuration, like to make the MetaTrader use less resources, or how or I can say waste resources on the things that I don't need. So I usually like to disable the news. I'm not sure if it's real disabling them, but basically I don't need anything to show up in the news tab. I never look in there anyway. What I like to do next is to go to the events and disable these sounds. I don't need these sounds anyway. Then let's see, community. No, we don't use that for this. Objects trade. Yeah, so in the expert advisors tab, I usually like to allow automated trading and DLL by default. If you if you plan to using some EA or indicator that requires you to add any URLs there, I would recommend adding them before installing multiple MetaTraders, because as we will install multiple MetaTraders using my trick that I'm going to show you in a minute, we will be copying the same configuration of MetaTrader. So if you need to add there something like I don't know, my FX book or whatever tools you're using, then it's the right time to add it. Okay, but for this workshop we don't need this, so I'll just enable DLL imports and allow automated trading. Then we go to notifications. If you need them, enable, but we won't use them. Email FTP, we don't use that. Click OK. Then what I'm going to do is to hide most of these charts. So if you don't need any of these, just like for example, maybe let's say we don't need these, then just delete them. Let's try. Not sure why LTCRC doesn't disappear. Doesn't matter. But let's say we don't need these, so we'll just delete them. The less symbols you have on this list, the less resources and internet bandwidth the MetaTrader will use. It doesn't mean it will save like a lot or something, but when you have like 10, 20, 30 MetaTraders, every bit helps. So every small optimization, repeated on like 20 MetaTraders obviously help a lot. So on some MetaTraders, I even used to do less bars in history, so like maybe something like 5,000 or something, just to not have too many, just to save space, but usually you might try to improve like this the performance, maybe if you use some, maybe I don't know, cheap VPS or something, but I'd never recommend cheap VPS. So yeah, okay, so basically what we have now is one MetaTrader that is installed, and I have everything in place what I need there. So basically I'm gonna do multiple MetaTrader installations now. So here comes the best part, guys. You've been waiting for this. Okay, so here it goes. What I like to do is, instead of repeating the installation, because obviously we can just start installation, choose another folder, and so on, but it's faster to just copy and paste the folder. So here's the fast way of doing this. I open the properties of the shortcut and I click the open file location button. Then we can close the properties. So what it does is just open the MetaTrader ECNO FX Open -1 folder. This is the folder where our MetaTrader is installed. This is the folder that we initially used to, for installation. Now I go one level up, and this is the folder. Now what I need to do is to, let me just drag it higher, yeah, copy, and then paste. It says the dister of the fall. Oh, sorry, my bad. I should click the right mouse button on the white area, not not somewhere where I have selected a folder. So when I copy, the folder must be selected, but then I need to unselect it by clicking the right mouse button on the white area. I'm sorry for Mac users, I'm not sure how it's done actually, but I'm sure we'll get it, how to copy and paste on Mac. But basically it's yeah, you click the right mouse button on the white area and choose paste, and it will say that you'll need to provide administration permission, blah blah blah. It depends on the permissions your username has for the computer and so on. But in my case, I just need to confirm, and here we go. I have another MetaTrader folder. So inside are the files, the same as in the first one. What I need to do now is to rename the folder. Let's see, rename. So I'll just name it 2, click enter, and I can do this again. Continue. I go to rename number 3. So here we go, 3 MetaTrader terminals. Now when I go inside number 2, I will have to create a shortcut, because during the installation the shortcut is created automatically, but we didn't use the installation wizard for these two. So I'll have to create shortcut myself. So you just locate the terminal exe. It should say the type application, and it's around 10 megabytes. So I go there, choose create shortcut. Yeah, it says it can create shortcut there, and it asks me if I want to place it in the desktop. That's even better. Yes, I answer yes. Shortcut, here it is. So if you get the shortcut created in there, you just click and drag it to a desktop, and that's it. So now I need to rename this one. I choose rename FX icon 2. Then I like to assign the proper icon. I open properties, click the change icon button, and instead exe I put ICO. Okay. Here we go. Looks like real installation, yeah. Okay, now I will do this for the platform number 3. I can even do it like that. I drag this with the right mouse button, not the left one, but right one. It says move to desktop. And when I release the button on the desktop, I can choose to copy, move here, or create shortcuts. So I choose create shortcut. So that's another way of doing shortcuts. Rename FX Open 3 properties, change icon, ICO, okay. Here we go. Now I also need to go to the config folder. Sorry, maybe not config. Let's see. Yeah, probably config. Yeah, and I need to delete the terminal configuration file. We can see the type configuration settings, terminal.ini. The extension of the file might not visible on your computer, but we delete that. Continue. Let's go to the second one, config. Actually, I believe I won't change anything by deleting these. I believe the settings files are saved in the data folder. Yeah, probably. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Yeah, so I will open the second MetaTrader now. So because it's the first time it is loaded, it will create its own MetaTrader data folder. If you don't know what a data folder is, I'm going to show you. Every MetaTrader user should know what the data folder is, because in the data folder we have stored anything. So after all, it's good that I deleted the settings file, because I get asked to create new account. If I didn't delete the settings, I think I would be logged into the same account like on the first MetaTrader. So obviously that's not what I need. So yeah, I get to create another account. So yeah, I will use some, I don't know, free account 2, whatever, email, whatever, and the number, whatever, subscribe newsletter, next. Here we go. So I will repeat the same for the password. Copy paste. I copy the login. I save this. Here we go. Just to have these numbers. Click finish. And here we go. I'm inside the MetaTrader. I close this. Let me make the smaller. Yeah. So yeah, these things take a lot of time. Just renaming, copy pasting, and moving windows all around to make it perfect. Yeah, that's the installation of MetaTrader. So basically, if we go to File and open Data Folder, the Data Folder will open, and you can see it's stored in this folder, which has this long, ugly name. If we look at the other names in there, all these names are ugly and long, and you just don't know what they mean. But basically, you can always go to File, Open Data Folder. Just don't mind the path. of this folder, doesn't matter. You have all these files in there in folders. So here we have a configuration, and we have history and so on. But the most important part in there is MQL4 folder, because that's where the expert advisors, indicators, and scripts are stored. So if you ever need to install anything like expert advisor or indicator script, those are the folders. You have to put the files in there, so follow the instructions of the, that come with the expert advisor. But in general, expert advisors goes in there, indicators goes in there, and scripts goes in there. So basically what we need to do now is to try to copy the same terminal configuration. Let's see. Let's load the first MetaTrader, where we have our settings like auto trading enabled and stuff. I go to open data folder again. So this is the first one. I go to config, and I think the file I need is the terminal configuration file. Let's see. I go to config on my second one. I replace the file. Yep. Let's try. Let's see if this works. And now open the second terminal. No, it didn't work. Sorry guys. So I believe I need more files to copy. But I think it will be just easier to go through these settings, and that's it. Expert advisors, although it used to be terminal configuration file, but probably things got updated on MetaTrader, not sure. But anyway, it's always easier to just do the settings, and that's it. Events, yeah, it's a few check boxes anyway. Okay, so now I have two MetaTraders ready. We can delete some, yeah, like that. That's it. So now let's do the third one. So I'm gonna repeat the same things basically. Create an account, just make the window smaller, change configuration settings, that's it. Okay, here we go. Demo server, free account number 3, some email.com, fake phone number. Here we go. I will save the logins. There we go. Yeah. So the window is smaller now. We can see it. Again, let's delete some of these. Tools, options, enable news, uncheck, events, uncheck, expert advisor, allow, okay. That's it. So I have 3 MetaTraders ready for multiple trading. So I think the most convenient way is to just have them, and you can switch between them on the taskbar, or you can try to make them like side by side, maybe something like this, but I think they won't be big enough to just see things. Let's just try. See, is 1, 2, 3. Yeah, maybe we can make these smaller. Yeah, you can, you can spend some time positioning the windows the way you like them. But yeah, we might use something like that. So basically, to trade multiple accounts, here's the way to do it. One way of doing that. So let's say I'm trading pound dollar and euro dollar. There I will open pound dollar and euro dollar as well. Pound dollar, euro dollar. So let's say I have to, let's close this one. Let's say I need to open a trade on a pound dollar. So I go to new order, place a trade. Okay. I go to second platform, switch to pound dollar, go to new order, click the buy button. Okay. And then on the third one, I go to pound dollar, new order, and buy button. Here we go. So 3 trades. So obviously if I have 20 MetaTraders, I'm not sure how to do it in an easy way, but but basically one way of doing that is to just switching between multiple MetaTraders and repeating the same trade that you've done on the first MetaTrader. So in a moment, I'm going to show you how to automate this, how to make this automated. But for the sake of this demonstration, I'm just showing, how the things look like without the automation. So another way of doing that is that you can have, you can hire other people to sit around with you in your room or office or whatever, and just, you say, okay, guys, let's go long on euro dollar. And you just click buy and everyone clicks buys, and you enter the trade at the same time, and so maybe that's another way of doing that. I suspect it will be quite expensive to hire people just for that, but that's another way. Personally, I know people who used to do that, so because they didn't knew any other way. But if you just stay around for a few more minutes, I will show you how to automate this, how to make things automated so that, when you click buy on one trading account, the same position is repeated on other accounts as well. So basically, placing the trade is quite simple there. It took me a few seconds to do that on 3 terminals. But now if I have to put stop losses, it will be much more difficult. So stay with me for a while yet. So let's say I need to put stop loss of 20 pips. So my initial price is 1.33271. So that's not a stop loss, obviously. That's my initial price. And I have to subtract 20 pips. So that will be 0.7 there. Here we go. That will be stop loss for 20 pips. I click copy, modify, okay, then I go to next terminal, go to modify. Oh no, wait, I cannot use paste. That will be wrong price. It's different now for this platform. Sorry, I'll have to do the same. 1.33263 minus 20 pips. That will be 0.63 at the end. Okay, that's 20 pips for stop loss on the second, and the third platform 1.33251. So that will be 0.51. Okay, that's a stop loss set for 20 pips on 3 MetaTraders. To add a take profit, I would have to do, repeat the same and so on. So basically not the best way of doing that. And obviously, and yet to close the trade, I would have to close it as well this way. So, I close on one terminal, I go to another one, close order, I accept close order, okay, close order, I accept close order. Okay, so that took quite a while, but basically you can still manage, to trade multiple accounts. So that's one way of doing that. Now let me show you the better way, the automated way. Now let me make a short disclaimer that the software that I'm going to show you right now, because we need software to automate things. We cannot do the automation without some magic tool, So it's a paid software. It costs money. So if you're someone who will never pay for anything, like even if it helps you do the things 100 times easier and faster, so that's the part that you might be leaving this workshop. But basically from now on I will be talking about the commercial software, and I'm the creator of the software, so it's not that I promoting anything from someone else or anything like that. It's the software that I created myself, and I've been using it myself for the past like 8 years or so, and I have hundreds and hundreds of traders, basically few thousands of traders already use the software so in the past, and I have hundreds of traders that are actively using it like every day. So basically it's the software that will make things easier when trading multiple MetaTraders. So basically, let's talk more demonstration. Yeah. So I have this file right there. It's the file that you will get after you purchase the software. So I'll have to install it. I double click it. It combines of two components, basically the server side and the client side. So for my MetaTraders, I have 3 MetaTraders there. I have to decide which one will be acting as a master account, like a server, So master server is the same basically. Others might call it a provider account, but master server provider, whatever, it's the same, So I just get to choose which account of those 3 I have right there will be acting as a master account. Like it will be the one account I will have to place trades on. The other accounts will be acting as a client, so they will just automatically copy the same trades thanks to this software basically. So I will choose, obviously the first one will be easier. So server, I use open, run, let's just drag it there. Here we go. So the software is called Local Trade Copper, and obviously I have to accept the agreement. I click next, and now I see the list of MetaTrader terminals that I have on this computer. Yeah, I have a lot of them. So I have this highlight filter in there, which helps you to identify the, let's say I need to install this on Oanda, so I will just input Oanda, and then I scroll down and look for the yellow. Yeah, here we go. 2 Oanda terminals, so I'll have to just check them. So obviously I don't need this Oanda right now, just show you the highlight filter. For myself, I just need right now FX Open, first one. So that's the one. I check that I need to install the server EA on the first FX Open MetaTrader that I've installed. I click next, and I click finish. That's it. Now for the client part, I'll open it, click run. and it's the same basically. I will have to install this on FX Open. Yeah, they're at the top. I don't need the filter here. Just 1, 2, yeah, number 2 and number 3. I select both of them. I can select all, obviously. You know, if you just don't know which one matters, you just select all. I click next, and finish. That's it. For manual installation, if needed, there is an MQL folder, but you know, you can see experts, indicators, and also libraries. So basically, all we can do is just copy this folder into the data folder, and it will install. But you know, auto installer is always easier, but let me just show you this quick. I just copy this, and let's say I'll use third folder, third MetaTrader, open data folder. I have MQL there, so I'll just paste it there. It asks if I want to replace files because I already installed them there, but I'll just replace them. It's okay. Here we go, that's it. Also, there's a documentation. So I have an ebook in English and Spanish. So, you know, it shows you how to open identical trades and so on. You can read through this if you need more, you know. Also, I have settings explained. It's like a detailed explanation of each parameter in the EA. Also, I have the guide for quick installation and, you know, installation with all the details. So, you know, you won't get lost. You know, if you follow this workshop, you will do it. But, you know, for more info, you can look at the documentation and so on. So now, once I installed them, what I need to do is to go to this navigator window. If it's hidden for some reason, you can access it from there. View navigator. In the navigator, I click on the expert advisors and I choose refresh. Then I expand it and I see there is a server inside. You can see it. Now, right click and I choose attach to chart. So I need to attach this to one chart only. Even if I will be trading, you know, multiple instruments, cryptocurrencies, CFDs, you know, anything that you have on MetaTrader, I need to, you know, attach the server once. The same for the client, just once for each MetaTrader. Go to inputs. I put my license key. So for this demonstration, I won't use any, but basically in your case, you know, after the purchase, you would get the license key by email. So use that, put it there. So basically you double click and use the paste, copy and paste from the email, and then you click enter. So you have to enter it once, you know, for clients you don't need it. So basically I will name this something like, I don't know, master account number 1, let's say, and I just click OK. The name is optional, obviously, but you know, computer speed fast, internet normal, because I'm on a Wi-Fi, so don't mind this. But if you see internet speed normal and you want to make things, you know, copy as fast as possible, you better improve the speed of your connection. So now let's go to clients. So client number 1, I refresh, expand, and I have client. So another way of adding this is just drag and drop on the chart. Only one chart, remember guys, don't add this to multiple charts. We don't need that. There is an advanced installation that you can have, you know, multiple charts with client EA when you need to duplicate positions that you have already, or you know, follow multiple masters and so on. But you know, I'm not covering this advanced in this workshop. You know, I have other videos on my website for that. But you know, for license key we don't need for client EA. I just, you know, maybe add a name like client number 1. And now For this one, I just click OK with the default settings. I don't need to change any settings that I have in there or anything like that. We can see that these appear on top, but it's just because the window is too small. It should be, it should look like this, but the window is small, so they just appear on top. But yeah, it doesn't matter. I switch to third one. You can see expert advisors don't show them yet, and I do the refresh, and here's the client and the server, because for the third platform I just copied the whole folder from the package. So I'll just skip the server, obviously, just don't mind it, and double click it. Another way of adding MetaTrader experts, and I choose input, and I will name this client number 2. And for this one, just for the demonstration purposes, I will scroll a bit down and I change the money management settings. So by default it's set to risk ratio server, which takes into account the account size differences, and lower or make it will raise or lower the lot size accordingly. But for this one I will turn this off, and I will turn on the lot multiplier, and I will make this lot size 3 times bigger. Click enter, and it will just follow blindly. It doesn't matter for the account size. Be careful with this one, because if the account size of this client would be too small for such lot size, it might be at risk. But just do your calculations. I always recommend using risk ratio server, basically. Click OK, and the second client is loaded now. So let's begin. Let's open a trade. I go to new order and I click buy. You can see at the same time, like in a second, at the same time both of them just bought the pound dollar. Let's see. I changed the stop loss already. Let's make it like around 20 pips, and this one around 50 pips. Modify. You can see stop loss and take profit appear on these two as well. So everything I do on the master account, it will repeat the same on the client accounts. So you can see, the price I got is the same, exactly the same. So that was a really fast and a good execution of these trades. The stop loss and the take profit, those were set as well. So basically everything's the same. Obviously there will be slippages, might be some delays by your internet connection like a broker and so on, but the trade copper basically copies the trades in 1 second or faster. And there's a second that there's a parameter that you can make them even faster if your computer can handle that. So now if I load the task manager, let's see, my CPU is now at around 60%. Let's see. It's with 3 MetaTraders, the recording software, and and Firefox and Google Chrome that eats 5 gigabytes of my memory and so on. So basically, the Camtasia is a recording software that eats the most CPU right now. The MetaTrader is right there around 3%, basically. So at this stage, I could add maybe another 2 or maybe even 3 MetaTraders, but I can tell that once the CPU load, like utilization, will hit the 7 or 80%, it's not recommended to add any more MetaTraders basically, because it might be just slowing down trading and so on. So I promise to tell the numbers maybe of a good computer, but it's hard to say basically. If you have like a one CPU, like a one core CPU with like a gigabyte of RAM, you should be able to run like a couple MetaTraders, maybe three. With the trade copper, it should be a couple MetaTraders. It could be running three. It depends on the strategy, on how many trades you have, and so on. So the best way to know how many MetaTraders you can run on your computer is basically to load a few MetaTraders and see how your CPU reacts. And if you don't need any other software on your computer, just delete them. Just close all the torrent downloads and all that kind of stuff. Just remove all the stuff from the computer you don't need. You just close it, and this way you'll be able to load more MetaTraders. So basically, the more MetaTraders you load, the more CPU and memory usage will it will rise. And once you get to like 70% or 80% of your CPU, that's the limit of the MetaTraders you can have on your computer. So it might be like 2, 5, 10, or even 20. I can't tell exactly, but that's the best way to know, because you just watch your load. If you don't look at your CPU load, it might happen that after a few MetaTraders, your computer is so it's overloaded, like at 100, it's maxed out, and your MetaTraders will work slow. If you use software like this trade copper, it will run slow, and you will just be blaming things for. But when you are the one to blame, because you loaded too much MetaTraders. So just always look at the CPU and the memory of your computer. So I have like dedicated servers, and inside I have like around it's close to 100 or something MetaTraders. So basically, it's a lot, and I always monitor the CPU load, and it has like 24 CPU cores, I think, or something like that. So I can be running even more MetaTraders in there. So it's like at 60 or 70%. So I can load a few more basically, but just know that it's the best way to know how many MetaTraders to run. So just looking at this screen, we can see that we have master account. Just to recap, 2 client accounts, and I can copy these trades. And obviously this works for pending orders. If I place a sell limit there, I'll have to accept that sell limit there, it will appear on other accounts like in a second. And we can see the lot size. I didn't mention that. So these accounts are all the same size, around 50,000. So the first client is following the same risk ratio. So for the same account size, it will be getting the same lot size. So both have one lot for these trades. But the third MetaTrader, the client account number 2, has a lot size of 3, because I set it to multiply the lot size by 3. So there's there's other options for meta management. There's I think 6 or so. So basically, you can do lots of things with this. It has so many parameters that I can't go through each of them, but you can reverse trades, you can adjust stop losses, and so there are so many things you can do. It works with FIFO accounts, like for US traders, and for symbol suffix detection, you can detect automatically, or you can use the same symbols, you can add suffixes and so on. But for the same broker, symbols always the same, but there could be other brokers with different names, especially for the CFDs. On one account it might be SP500, on the other account it might be US.500 with like these different names. So everything's possible. The software is so flexible, and it's really so fast. So if I delete the pending order, it deletes it. So all kinds of trades. Let's play like 5 pending limits. we have 5 of them. Let's just delete them. You can see it just repeat everything you do, and if I improved my internet connection, currently I'm on a Wi-Fi, so that's not the best connection for trading, especially multiple MetaTraders. If I improved my connection, I would have even faster, speed. I have a video on my website where it shows like when I copied 10 trades in a second. So it's really, really fast thing. So, yeah, I think that's it for this workshop, for this presentation. If you guys want to know more about MetaTrader, about anything, anything related to MetaTrader, not just the trade copper that I'm offering there, obviously you're very welcome to buy the software if it's what you need and so on, but if you have any questions related to MetaTrader, how to do things with MetaTrader, like maybe you don't know how to install indicator or what, I don't know, there are so many questions people have with MetaTraders, so just post them below this video or on this website, whatever you're watching this, and every month I'm releasing like a video, a tutorial, or a workshop like this, and I will be sending this to my list. So just go to my website, register for the newsletter, and you will receive this in your mail every month, or sometimes I might do this twice a month or so. So I will just look at these questions people submit, and I just look for the ones that repeat the most, the most popular, and I will answer them in these workshops, in my tutorials, so that you can receive them and learn from this. So obviously these workshops are free for my newsletter subscribers, so make sure you subscribe to my newsletter on my website at ea-coder.com. And for the trade copper software, you can find it on MT4copper.com. So be my guest, watch my other tutorials, read my guides on the website, and look at my apps. I have other apps for MetaTrader as well. So I hope this will serve you in a better way to become a better trader. And I'll just say goodbye for now, and I will see you in the other workshops and other videos. Bye.